Good evening. Today, in my channel, I have come with the concept of the sociological theory that is given by Durkheim in regard to suicide. Now, it might come to us in our minds that why at all suicide can be a point of concern when we are talking about society. Why did even Durkheim think about it in his important book, Suicide? Now, the point is, we have to refer to this. Why? Because it might seem a very personal decision to commit a suicide, but it is never for ourselves that we commit suicide. I mean to say, the circumstances around are always responsible for one to take a drastic decision like this. And this can actually happen when we are, Durkheim has said, because of several circumstances around. And these social factors, the social causes are responsible for this. It's not you and me who create the society, but many of us. It does. So it's more than psychology. Durkheim knew that years back. Today, we are dealing with the fact that it might be only my personal decision. But no, it is not. Durkheim said that, and that's why we are studying about it in case of sociology and not restricting ourselves only to psychology. Because until we are told that you are bad to look at, you are bad to talk to, you are a ill-mannered person, you are not good at anything until you are said so. Do we even bother? We don't. We are contemplating this until and unless people telling me this. We don't think about it. We consider this normal. When I'm not looking like someone else, I'm not having a hand, let's say, that is a disturbance to me, not because I'm not being able to do a particular task only, but also because I'm not like the others. That bothers me also, not only because I can't do my task myself. So, the point of concern is, what are the situations that will make you different, not deviant, let's say different from rest of the people. That is the point of concern here. And Emil Durkheim has said that suicide is due to he has classified suicide into 4 parts. One being the egoistic suicide. This is something where we do not integrate ourselves much with the social community that I'm a part of. Every one of us. We are a part of a social group, a social body. If we are living as human beings, we are actually living with others in any form of society, right? And for that matter, when I'm talking about myself not being integrated well, that nobody likes me, I don't feel good about being in a group because I feel myself different. I am doing something which the rest of the people in my society commonly don't do. So I am being deviant from what the mainstream society does. So obviously, I am going to feel depressed. I'm not going to find a companion because we all look for companions. I'm not talking about partners. I'm talking about even if you are going out to have, let's say, even if you're going out for a movie, even if you are going for having out a chart, even then you would love it if it's a friend of yours who is accompanying you. Then the fun gets doubled, isn't it? So it's similarly that. So if I am being different, I will obviously not have companions, I'll not have friends around. So if I'm not having companions, I will definitely start feeling every day that I'm different from the rest of the people. And I'm obviously going to suffer because of loneliness, depression, and likewise. So obviously I won't feel good, I won't feel happy. So this is going to be a reason where my ego, myself, is going to be less integrated in the community, and I'm going to suffer. I'm going to feel bad all the time, and which can instigate such a decision where I take up the decision of suicide because of my egoistic understanding that, let's say, quote unquote, no one loves me, or I'm different, so I don't suit here. So that's why. So that's egoism. So where society grows more important, and where the individual loses its importance, where the individual starts feeling that I don't fit here, lack of fit model, let's say. So then it happens. That's egoistic suicide. Next, we talk about the anemic suicide. Anemic suicide is something which he has already mentioned. Anomie means normlessness. And when does this normlessness come? Because we are always in a regulatory system, subtle regulatory system, even if we are not having the police force, let's for example, regulating us formally. We have something in the name of rituals, in the name of religion, in the name of, superstition, could be a folklore, could be tradition, it could be anything for which we are continuously being regulated somehow or the other. So that maintains the order in the society. We can't negate that, because that is how the age-old societies across the world has actually grown, evolved, emancipated itself. So it is very important that we realize that order is required in the society, and we can always have an order once we are staying within certain social norms. So when there is a change in the society, a sudden change, let's say there is an economic depression, it is a economic boom, both ways it can affect, because I don't know what to do with so much of money, or I either know a lot that I won't be able to survive if I don't get money. I don't have my family living to support me. There could be a number of fear in me. I'm not getting job in this kind of situation, or I'm not qualified enough to get a good job here. It could be any reason where there is problem. It could be because of any new religious cult also emerging in the society, who is coming up with a different thought process, who is making you think differently. It could happen that way either. So it's important that the order, the stagnancy, the stagnant situation is something. So you can never say that the society is stagnant. That's true. But it's always dynamic, it's always moving. But we suit up with it. Today, you will feel a peer pressure if you don't own a phone, isn't it? So, if you do not have internet connection, if you do not have WhatsApp, you will obviously feel the peer pressure of being belittled, of being thrown out of the group, or people laughing at you even. It happens amongst the youngsters who are less mature to handle such situations. So that is a possibility. That is where you are vulnerable. And automatically, that is an enemy if you don't cope up yourself and you learn how to use it. So that is exactly what we mean here, right? So that is an enemy. It could be responsible for several factors. Next, we talk about the altruistic suicide. This altruistic suicide is again something where the best example could be with the, let's say, the army men, the soldiers. If they are killing someone, it is not considered a fault. But if obviously of the different country, but my opponent, my enemy, if I'm killing them, it's not a problem. But if I'm being killed, that is also acceptable to that person. Why? Because he knows that I am actually serving my nation with my death. That is, hundreds and thousands of people will be saved if I die in this particular mission. So they have a mission in life. They have an aim in life, which is, or my action, my death is going to benefit others. It is used for a good purpose. his death is serving good to the people. But there are also people like, let's say, the terrorists. If I'm talking about the terrorists, they are also the kind of people who are also serving their community. Might not be good to the mankind, but they're doing it for their own calm, their community. How? Let's say it means that they're in a situation where they might be doing something like, you know, the man-made, the man bomb that we know about. That is, he knows that he's wearing a bomb inside his body, and after a few minutes it's going to blast, it's going to kill so many people, and he will also die. But the purpose is he wants to do good to his community, and for which he is undermining the fact that he will die. That is altruistic. The concept is of serving, benefiting others. That is altruistic suicide. And lastly, we talk about the fatalistic suicide. Fatalistic suicide is when I have no hope left in me. In all these circumstances, I can talk about that I do not have hope, but I have a cause. But fatalistic suicide, let's say, for example, if I am put in the prison for life imprisonment and I know that I have to suffer every day, I won't die. So, in that circumstance, given a chance, that person might commit suicide, thinking that my situation is fatal, the days will not change. So, that kind of an incident also instigates suicide. And that's why, to punish a person under law, the person is always guarded against such attempts, because that is very common, because human beings will obviously feel that I am stuck here in this position, I will not be able to save myself, so why suffer? Let me die. So that kind of a situation can make me take a decision like that. It might be also when I fall sick, that I know I will not. I'm only getting pain every day. I'm not understanding. I'm not being able to move. I'm being dependent. I am being sick immensely for a lot of time. This kind of a life is not what I want. So even in that circumstance, one might take a decision like that. So these are the possibilities. These are the reasons for which one might commit suicide. And Durkheim talks about it years back. And it's so important, where we understand that it's the so-called social circumstances, my causes around is placed, which is instigating me to commit suicide. So it is not only a psychological understanding where I'm doing it for myself. I might feel that it's for myself, but it's actually not so. It is much beyond that. That's what Durkheim has said. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video with a new intention to talk about something new in the discipline of sociology.